Hello everybody. I filmed this ridiculously long intro and then I went with, what are you doing? Because why would you need to do that? So I'm not gonna babble as much as I did on my first failed attempt. Now, why are you babbling, Shelly? I haven't filmed in a while. Not that you guys would know that because I've, pre-filmed and got things set up, and here I am babbling again. I had a couple orders, a couple collections that I had hoped to bring to you, as well as some subscription unboxes, but I'm waiting for something else so I can complete it. Anyway, I'm gonna go back and use something that I've never used on camera before. It has been sitting here for months. And that is part of the Colourpop, I think it's the Dark Blooms collection. And they're all still in their boxes. And I haven't used any of it. So I do have my face prepped with a little of the Ole Henriksen Banana Bright Face Primer, as well as the e.l.f. Camo Concealer, e.l.f. Camo CC Cream. This is, of course, an SPF. I've got shade Light 280 Neutral on right now. It's maybe a little light, but we'll fix it out. I do have some of the e.l.f. HD Lifting Concealer. Love that stuff. And I do have a Morphe lip liner in the shade Backseat Love. I've got the lip liner on. I've lined and filled in my lips because I know I have gloss. I'm gonna grab a little eyelid primer. This is actually one from Wet n Wild, the Photo Focus eyeshadow primer. I'm okay with this. It's maybe not the one that I always reach for, but I figured I would give it some extra shots here to try. And it's not horrible. I probably just put way too much on. So it's not like I haven't been wearing makeup, but I usually don't film when I'm wearing my glasses because of the ring light glare. If you've seen any of my other videos, I just really struggle with it. And hi, I'm not a makeup artist. I'm not a professional YouTuber. I'm just a lady of a certain age, and we're just trying to figure out, is this kind of stuff that would work for us? Is it stuff that we would, feel comfortable leaving the house in, etc., etc. I do have a Morphe brow setting gel. I didn't color in my brows at all. I didn't do anything with them. But we're just gonna go ahead and set them in place anyway. Why not? Honestly, for being 50 years old, my eyebrows aren't horrible. Sometimes I fill them in a little bit, but I think the emphasis today is gonna be on the eyeshadow, none of the eyebrows. Are you too far away? Let me just get you in. Sometimes when I bring you guys in, depending on how far away I'm sitting from my camera, it will autofocus the lighting, and then that just never good. Hi. If you've seen any of my older videos, you'll see that I've struggled with lighting in the past, but I think it's getting better. I think it's way better than it was this time last year. Okay, I have two of these Colourpop blushes. These are, again, beautiful boxes. You guys have seen these, like everybody in the world has done them, and they've been out for a while, and I think they're still available. So this one is in shade Palatial, and it looks like that. It's kind of a pretty rosy color, huh? And then the other one, I'll open these up and try them for the first time. The other one is in the shade Vogue, and it's more of almost like a lavender color or lilac color. So I got more of a rosy color, more of a lilac color. I would normally say go for the rose, but I'm kind of intrigued by this purpley color, so we're gonna go with that. It's just makeup, right? It washes off. So let's just take a little bit of this on a brush and see what we come up with here. Oh, okay, that's actually really pretty. There's been so many makeup releases, it's hard to stay up on everything. And one of the things that I think I've made a decision, depending on if this video goes up after the one that I'm getting ready to talk about, I will link it in here. If not, subscribe so that you don't miss it. But I'm gonna do a video on cruelty-free makeup brands. And I know that seems kind of strange. You guys, if you're ladies of a certain age, you might have kind of missed that a little bit, that movement. I like the blush, by the way. It's fine. It's probably a little low. I'm gonna up a little bit here. Get a little overzealous. And then as we fight gravity, you gotta keep your blush up. It's like crowns. Keep your chin up. Crowns slip. I did some research the other day, and I was like, okay, everybody, all the younger YouTubers all talk about cruelty-free. And I'm like, of course, that makes sense. But I had this preconceived notion that it was only very boring makeup, and the more I did research on it, the more I'm like, okay, I think I could go cruelty-free. There is a gray area, so I want to talk about that too, but I want to do a video where I talk about cruelty-free makeup, and I think it'll be interesting. Okay, in this collection, there were 3 eyeshadow palettes, and out of all of the YouTubers that I've seen do video on it, it seems like everybody has like their one that's their favorite. I don't know which one I'm going to use because I've not used any of these, but you've got Baroque, you've got Ornate, and you've got Grandeur. Let's see. I don't know if the packages kind of give you an indication of what the color story is. Let's just try this one here. So this one's Grandeur, and it looks like your typical neutral. You do have a really, really dark, almost like a slate colored shimmer down here. You've also got like a charcoal gray. These are more of like, you know, kind of cool tone neutrals. And then you got that glitter right there in the middle. I know not all of you guys appreciate the glitter. Not to be used on eyes, right? Okay, the next one is Ornate. The packages are gorgeous. Okay, Ornate is very warm. It's the warm sister to that with no pressed glitter. You do have a super dark shade, which I love for either smoking out and giving your eyes dimension or a little eyeliner. You've got a lighter color, which will make it nice like inner pop. You've got kind of like this gold marigold in here. This is fun. Definitely if you're a warm eyeshadow lover, then that gives you some options. And then the last one is Baroque. Kind of like when you spend all your money on makeup and then you're Baroque. Okay, these ones are a lot more cool toned blues, kind of like a purple undertone. I see that one of them looks like it's missing a little tiny chip out of it, but otherwise they're all intact. And these are definitely blues, and I really love blue or navy kind of eyeshadow, denim eyeshadow on brown eyes. I think it really makes it pop. I tried Grandeur today because while it is, you know, very neutral, I'm wearing green camo pants. Not that you can see them, but we're gonna go ahead and try this one. And you know, if it's anything like what I would expect from Colourpop quality, I should have told you, it's been a while since I filmed, right? So I'm gonna take that first. I mean, it's the lightest matte in the palette, and I'm just going to use that as my transition shade. Anyway, well, I forgot what I was saying. If it's anything like what we would expect from Colourpop, in my opinion, been very, very consistent. With the exception of a couple, you know, I don't always love all their color stories because I don't really dig the pastel ones. I just don't wear a lot of, maybe that should be a challenge for me one of these months, see if I can do more pastel eyeshadow. I don't know. I'm trying to do these like shop my stash videos mid-month or so and can talk to you about what I'm playing with, what I'm trying with, and I'm not quite sure which direction I want to go. And I kind of almost want to do like single brands. I've got so many palettes of single brands that I kind of want to do like, okay, this month is going to be Pat McGrath. This month is going to be Colourpop. This month's going to be Makeup Revolution, you know, whatever. Okay, I'm going to deepen this crease up with this shade right here. They do have names. Can I tell you what they are? First one I used was Velvet. The second one I'm going to use is called Dusk. And my daughter just came in, so I'm going to stop filming. Aside from a little distraction, I'm back. So I do have that darker shade, which is called Dusk, blended into my transition. And again, they just, how do you go wrong with these Colourpop quality when they're so good? Okay, I am gonna go in with this darker brown right here. And it's weird, like, hey, let's do a completely neutral, boring look. But I think these three palettes really give you a nice kit if you're, you know, you like the neutrals and you're due for some new stuff. I think maybe the blue takes a special kind of, you know, eyeshadow makeup wear to feel confident in. But the two neutral palettes, I think are, you know, every woman's neutral shadow. I don't know why Colourpop felt the need to do this particular color story. I'm using Jolie, this one right here, in case I forgot to mention earlier, which I probably did. Anyway, I don't know why Colourpop felt the need to do another or more neutral, but the packaging is so pretty. Reminds me of kind of like Renaissance artwork or something, Baroque artwork, which just makes me want to travel to Europe. I'm gonna grab a clean brush and just kind of buff there. This one's called House. I'm gonna grab the shimmery light color as my inner corner highlight. So we had planned to go to Mexico in February. I think I'm going to take this gray. This is called Need, and it's a shimmer, and I'm going to use that over my movable. The colors in here, there's so many just beautiful colors. It's kind of a surprise, actually. I've only been dipping into the browns, but what I'm hoping is that I can film when I'm down there, and at least film kind of more of a travel vlog, which originally when I started the channel, I thought I would do more of that, but then, you know, Corona, there's no traveling. But anyway, I want to try to film down there kind of what our experience is like. I'm going to take a little bit of this on my finger. It's so pretty. Anyway, I'm going to use these Morphe. So Morphe had a sale recently on their pencils. They don't specify lip or eyes, and you can really use them for whatever. When they're on sale, they're only like $2. I love them. This one is Date Night, and it's kind of more of an espresso brown. I'm gonna use that. Don't get mad at me for pulling my eyelid. I do it because it gets me exactly the placement and the shape that I... Okay, so I just put a little bit of that on the top lashes towards the end. I'm gonna take Gemma on my lower lash line. I did run that outer corner shade all the way down. I'm pleased with kind of how the eyeshadow looks. I'm gonna grab a little blending. Sometimes I get a little overzealous with the shimmer I want them to be. I don't need to be too far up into the crease. A little bit, but not all the way. I'm gonna take, this has been one of my favorite, you guys have seen me use this before, this is the IT Cosmetics Superhero Mascara. I'm gonna put on a quick coat of this, I'll be right back. All All right, you guys, back with mascara. One of the things that's actually super cool about this eyeshadow that I didn't realize is this silver is really a beautiful duochrome kind of look. So it has like a brown base with a reflective sort of blue-green top, and I really like it. That's probably the winner. I don't know. You know, when people say they like the other palette, I'm like, what's wrong with this one? I really like this. Okay, I did pick up one of their Luxe Velvet lips, and this is in L'Auberge. French is really rusty. I do have that lip liner all over my lips, but we're gonna try that. And their velvets are more of a matte. I'm gonna let it dry down just a little bit. My take on these, I only use one of the blushes. I would absolutely use the rose-colored one, this one. I think that's beautiful, and I can absolutely, in fact, can I layer them? I'm gonna put all this on too. I'm ruining the embossing. Here we go. Back to your old habits of over-abusing blush, Shell. You don't care. Right? But the makeup I like. Because, you know, how do you go wrong with it, right? The Morphe Eyeliners, they're just solid, good, easy to use, creamy formula. Not here talking about Morphe, the brushes though. Showed you everything else. Oh, I didn't put any setting powder on. Let's do this. You're like, hey, Shell, you're losing it. Okay, I'm gonna grab a little bit. Oh, so I've got the e.l.f. Halo Glow. I just got this all over my face and hair. Okay, I grabbed far too much of that setting powder. Wouldn't recommend doing that, but now that I've got it mostly dusted off and blended in, I'm not unhappy with the finished results. It was just a cloud, and I didn't really need a cloud of setting powder. It's all over my clothes now. Wreck. That's what it is. We will call this a done look. Oh, I need a lip gloss. Okay, I'm gonna grab a little dab of this lip oil right here in the center. It's not like, I think what I like about it is it's not like an over-the-top gloss, but it does feel nourishing on the lips. I have a mess to clean up. I appreciate you guys sticking with me this long. Good makeup day. You know, Colourpop. I mean, really honestly, what's your impression of Colourpop? Die hard, racing out and getting every collection. Did you guys pick up this collection? I would really love to know your take on it. I don't pick up every one of their collections, but I felt like this one was a real mature collection. Like it had some real substance. I love it. And I don't feel like this is too fall or winter, but I guess it could be. I just think this is good like everyday makeup. I hope you guys are doing really well, and I'll come back with some more interesting content soon, I hope. And until my next video. Bye for now.